Gentlemen, turn off your donkey porn. It is the King of Hate Podcast number 3. I am your regular member, Pdaaaawg, or Peter Pie, or Peter Panda, or Peter Pizza, or Peter 3.14, whatever you want to call me. I've gotten all these nicknames through the chat. And I'm here once again for the King of Hate Podcast number 3. Hopefully it's an eventful one. And it is a almost all-American podcast as well, which is a good thing.
Huh? That's me.
Who's you?
Oh, I'm AGoldenShotgun, the forums. For the forums, I'm the one who's been writing all the fan fictions and also an anime fan on the forums, and I guess that's all I gotta say, because I'm not that important.
Alright, I am Carlos, and on the forum it's xcarlosx146120, and I am just around. I haven't really started a really important thread as of yet, but I'm glad to be here.
I am the lemon.
He is a lemon. Okay, so that was pretty good. Alright, so first of all, we might as well start at the very beginning with the source as to why on earth we're always on this podcast. What has been going on in the website this week? Nothing.
Chris is depressed.
Chris is indeed quite depressed, which is unfortunate. Chris posted a thread sometime like this week. I think it was very early this week, maybe on a Sunday. Whenever he posted that he was feeling depressed. If you follow him on his YouTube channel at Mighty Furtado, he put up a very emotion-driven video about it, and we wish him all the best. If you don't know who Chris is, you might as well just jump out the window and leave the site, because Chris is the guy that created the website, along with Teo, who is like dead. But we all wish him the best. He's quite upset. People have been saying, I feel depressed too. But we all get depressed, so it's all good. So Chris, if you're watching this, which I really doubt you are, stay safe, and hope you make a speedy depression recovery. I think you can recover from depression.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, it'll just take time anyway.
I think that's really it for forum news. Besides just Chris's depression, and that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think if we just ramble on here, a bunch of interesting threads have been spawning. In the general section, there's a new thread called Post Awesome 90s Stuff and Post Awesome 80s Stuff. Very interesting. If you take a little read over that thread, it's pretty cool how you see all the creative stuff. I might actually click on it here, as if I just go straight on it. By Carlos, of course, fellow podcast member here.
Yes.
who just speaking in electrons now, apparently. It looked like. Some of these are interesting here. You got Doritos. You've got a whole bunch of stuff. See,
Soccer boxers.
You got a whole pile of crazy stuff here. And,
I had a soccer boxer. Oh wait, go ahead.
The worst thing is I don't even know most of this stuff, but I was born.
I know. Go ahead.
Nah,
I keep interrupting.
The beginning's always the most awkward part, which we're kind of like, oh, when do we speak? But an hour into it, we're all tipsy and stuff, especially me, because it's 10 o'clock at night over here. But it's all good. It's all good. But I was born in '96, so I only know like a handful of this stuff, unfortunately. So I need to do some more research, and I need to get older so that I can learn all this stuff and get to know it. As for 80s stuff, that's completely out of the question. I don't really know most of it at all.
I know most of the 90s stuff. Like, I know Beavis and Butthead, the soccer boppers. I had a soccer bopper. Me and my brother just used to just smash each other with it all the time. And then we got hurt. And then we just got hurt a lot.
Some of the stuff, I think the one thing, like scrolling down here, the one thing I did realize is I do know, South Park is kind of still going on, but one thing that kind of disappeared was Ren and Stimpy, which I found a picture of. Which who posted that? Drez posted a photo of Ren and Stimpy, and I was like, oh, I remember them. That was a really messed up cartoon. You don't really realize that whenever you're that age, and whenever you kind of look back, like I was watching them recently, and I was like, oh dear, my child is corrupted.
That show was disgusting. It like once I almost threw up watching that show once.
it's just like some of the stuff in that show was like completely like like so random, and some of it's like gross. But I remember like I was watching this is like about a month ago, but I can still remember. It's pretty ironic that we come to this here whenever we're talking about it. But some guy posted the top 10 freakiest like weirdest, scariest child cartoons, and like Ren and Stimpy was like number 3, I think. Number 2 was of course Courage the Cowardly Dog. What a messed up show that was. If any of you seen it.
I love that show.
Yeah, but like I remember he was like showing clips of it, and there was some flipping freaky clips. I remember looking at it, and at the same time I did feel nostalgia, but at the same time I was kind of like, oh my, like I could like some of it was like really freaky and stuff and horrific. But that's just me. It's pretty weird.
You know, Ren and Stimpy actually had like off the air like adult collection, never released before, which is actually pretty funny.
Really? Like what does that contain?
I don't know, stuff they couldn't put on Nickelodeon.
Well, is it releasing like a DVD or something, or like some sort of?
Yeah, it was released on a DVD. It was Ren and Stimpy: The Lost Episodes.
Wow, it's pretty weird. But I could easily believe that was being created, judging by that show. They must have took some crazy strong drugs before they started writing that show.
I need those
Most
drugs.
of the 90s shows were like that.
I need those drugs.
Yeah, I think we all need those drugs. I think Chris needs some of those drugs to kill him from his depression. We got some photos of NSYNC or NSYNC or yeah. I've never heard of any of the songs, but I do know they have a pretty weird. They're like every generic boy band's kind of spawned from the noughties, as we call them over here, or the 2000s. Like from JLS is one of them, and who else? What other, like Boyzone, I think? Like some other crazy weird Backstreet Boys. There you go. There's another one. Some like weird boy bands that just like disappear after a while. Like Busted, I think, is another one.
And the new kids on the block.
So it's crazy. Some more Jurassic Park stuff. Some Scream. Pokemon, of course. Oh yes, and then here's the one I actually wanted to talk about. I completely forgot what it was called. The Furbies. I remember I used to have a Furby, and I was like freaked out by it. I mean, look at those eyes. It looks like, I'm guessing most of you have seen that, like the big guy like stretches eyeballs out of his like sockets or something. It's like a Guinness World Record. A Furby looks exactly like that. They must have like made him like that.
I had one of those. I don't know what I did with it. I think I broke it.
Yeah, I think everyone broke it after a while, because I broke my Furby. I think we were too busy like punching it and stuff because they were staring at us.
Have you guys ever seen the Gremlins?
Yes, I have seen Gremlins. It is a pretty weird film.
That Furby could be a gremlin. It looks just like the Gremlins.
And it's a Christmas film as well, which is interesting. So was Die Hard, apparently. Die Hard was a Christmas film. If you can.
Die Hard is the best Christmas film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, forget like.
Yeah.
Christmas film. Yes.
I'm not sure. I think that's Lemon, but your mic is kind of like electronic, in a way.
It's
You're doing
actually
the robot.
Carlos.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't even notice. So I'm not looking at the Skype chat, so I'm just trying to guess it from what I can hear. Apart from that, like there's about 101 different Mass Effect threads that have been created. Like there's a bunch of ones with endings and stuff, but really I didn't really pay attention to them. A bunch of like crazy Mass Effect 3 ending this, Mass Effect 3 that, all kinds of crazy stuff that has been going on all this week. I don't think it was as bad as last week. Last week we were just completely covered with it, but still, some stuff's been going on. Oh well. Anything else notable? Anything in the anime section? Actually, because I didn't really check that area out.
What, the anime
Yeah.
section? Not really. Nothing.
No. So once again, for the third week in a row, coincidentally, this is the third podcast we've done. It's been quite a slow week on the forums, but we just tend to rant in this area and just go on about random stuff that we just see. We just talked about Furbies and Christmas films and all that. Yeah, I guess that's it for the site. So interesting enough, nothing too crazy. As for DSP news, once again, a bit of a slow week, unless you're a fan of like fighting games, because he released a bunch of like Street Fighter Cross Tekken footage, which I think is pretty good, because I do have.
I need to get that game.
Yeah, well, the game's pretty good, but I have a few little problems with it, which you can check out in a recent video I made at youtube.com/Pdaaaawg, but you know, this is another thing. So interesting enough. He's doing quite well, I think. He was playing some online play on it, and he was like all rambling and ranting and stuff. But you know, everyone missed like how long has it been since he did like an online set where he like raged? It's been so long. It's been too long.
Yeah. I probably watch more of those online footages than any other thing DSP makes because it's just so funny.
Yeah, like
And
that's what made him.
yeah, go ahead.
That's what made him like popular as well. Like everyone would subscribe to Phil because of his Street Fighter 4 like rage videos that he made, and I was like crazy. Like, and now like he's kind of dropped off from it. He's no longer really making like fighting game footage, especially not like online where he's getting angry. So it's pretty interesting seeing him seeing him do it once again, and you know still kept his touch, so to speak.
I like it too. Not only because his rage is funny, but I can kind of relate to him. Like, I get mad too when I play fighting games. Like when I'm blocking low and then I get hit, I get really mad. Like, almost broke my Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 disc in half. That's how mad I got.
Yeah, but that's Marvel though.
Like, I was like,
in Marvel, you didn't know where to block. You're just kind of like, oh my gosh, overheads, like instant overheads all over the place, and crazy special moves cross up. You know, it's absolutely insane that game.
when I lose to Wesker, like I just want to punch something really hard.
Or Sentinel or Phoenix in original Marvel. It's another one.
Yeah.
Crazy. But it's kind of funny because whenever I first started playing Street Fighter, I was like inspired by him. And whenever I was playing online, if I was getting really beat down or something and it was anything under my control, maybe sometimes it was even stuff whenever it was my fault. I would do some of like the gimmicky DSP stuff, like, you know, lag, or I'm not doing anything, you know, like it's not as if I planted it.
I'm pressing buttons.
Yeah, I'm pressing buttons. Effing online, can't do anything. As I still remember in the fighting game section, we used to like always relate to that there. Like if we would do like tournaments in the fighting game section of the forums, and like if somebody was getting really beat down, then we'd start like quoting DSP and stuff, saying I'm pressing buttons online lag, like, you know, stuff like that. It was really funny the way that we.
I'm holding block.
Yeah, I'm holding block. Yes. And again,
I want to bring back the tournaments. I really want to try to do that.
We could, because Street Fighter Cross Tekken could be the new game to the new tournament game, but some people are doubting it. But you know, if you want to hear more information about that, check out last week's podcast. Don't you worry, we covered that. Well, not really, but you know what we're talking about. Anyone check out the Silent Hill gameplay that he released?
I did.
I did.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I didn't really get a chance to check it out because I wasn't on my laptop most of this week. I did check up on a lot of Street Fighter Cross Tekken footage. I was interested, but how about you guys talk about how Silent Hill was going, like how it was?
The playthrough was good. The gameplay was boring, but the story was good. That's all I can say.
And if you like pick up the game,
It was bland. I did. It was bland. I think Silent Hill has been going downhill since the PlayStation 2.
anyway,
I never played a Silent Hill, so I can't comment.
Carlos, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Are you an Autobot or a Decepticon?
Oh, that's gonna be a new podcast meme. Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. Oh,
I love the Decepticon.
Anyways, I enjoyed the commentary along with the gameplay. The puzzles were spoiled because of the guide that he used, unfortunately.
yeah. I don't know why I had to buy a strategy guide for it. To be honest, like games like Mass Effect and Skyrim and Street Fighter Cross Tekken and Marvel, I kind of understand. But I mean, a game like that, I don't know. I think he justified it in his unboxing, but I didn't really pay attention, to be honest.
I don't necessarily buy a puzzle game and then buy answers to the puzzle game.
Like buying a strategy guide for like Portal 2, like no. Where's the logic?
Well, you see what you gotta do.
Oh. Oh, eerie silence.
Silence.
Yeah, that was too long. Okay. Silent Hill. Check it out if you want. How many parts was that? About 60 something, I think. Like 64, I think. I'm not sure.
50 something. I think it was like 58.
And then he did a Hateful Truth on it, which I
58.
58. Okay, good.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah!
Yes.
You win 1 free internet. For answering that question.
I'm Daniel Bryan. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Brilliant. Yes. 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 Anyway, yes. And yes. So he made Hateful Truths in those games. He also did special. Oh. The robots are coming. Oh dear.
Oh, here comes the company.
Oh my gosh. Oh. That was
It sounds,
tune and a half.
it sounds like a robot shoving up a phone up his ass.
You know, I was thinking something like that there as well. Like he's like crushing the phone or something.
I thought the sound resembled something more like Autobot playing a violin.
Or an Autobot transforming.
Oh, now it just sounds like some sort of string instrument. Okay. It looks like this is kind of going to be a 2-man
Just
podcast
keep going.
unless Carlos like fixes his mic problems.
3.
It was okay like before we recorded, but now it's kind of like gone crazy. Oh well. Anyway, moving on. He also did a special Hateful Truth. I'm not sure whether this is last week or this week. I think it was last week. Whenever he did one on Ratchet and Clank, and he had Panda Lee with him to do it with, and it was a pretty interesting Hateful Truth. Unfortunately, Panda Lee didn't do the crazy 5 decimal places that John Rambo did for his Hateful Truth reviews. But I think they gave it a 5, or Panda Lee gave it a 5, calling it average, and it's not fun without having like at least one other person to play it with. But if you do have people to play it with, you know, take it with a pinch of salt and you'll have fun. DSP pretty much agreed with that, but gave it a 5.5 because he said it was just above average for a game of that. Yeah, I did actually watch that. Hateful Truth is fine,
I
all
did.
that.
I didn't. I'm kind of falling out watching DSP except for his fighting game footage.
And that's fine. No bother.
Like I don't know why. Like I just watch other stuff. Like I watch running sets or like cross counter and that type of stuff. Probably because I'm super interested in fighting games. That's why.
Yes, so am I as well. So you know, it's all good. He also did a Hateful Truth finally in Mass Effect 3, but I didn't play that game, so I didn't really watch it. Nor have I played Ratchet and Clank, but I just thought it was a very interesting Hateful Truth. It was like his 4th joint like co-op Hateful Truth, because I think he did 3 with Rambo, and there were like 3 Connect tiles or something. I'm not sure, but
No, he did one for Rayman. I think the other 2 were Connect.
yeah, I think one of them was definitely Flip. I had the Rise from Nightmares is one of them, and then he did like one more. I think it was that.
Oh, Gunslinger.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Admit it, you just watched the review because there was a female in it.
Fap. No.
Even on the internet.
Oh, that's weird. We're having some crazy. As you can tell, by the way, just to remind everyone, this is Irish to American connection, so it isn't exactly the greatest. Like previously, we had like 2 British people on at least, and I think it was actually because the very first one, like Orion and Darko Kurosaki and Beachy, all 3 of them were British. And the second one, streetbackguy was British. Life Leecher was, you know, in Europe, and then I think Darkman was in America, so the connections were still fine. This one is like completely, but at the same time, it's really good because it's like a tester, so we gotta find out like how good like the connections are in the American ones, which I think is going pretty well so far anyway, at least with 2 out of the 3 subjects.
Yeah, it could be worse.
It could be a lot worse, definitely.
We could have Bumblebee Cody on here.
Oh, controversy. Him and Amber doing one. Anyway, moving on. I don't think other members will really get that reference, but you know, we'll just keep that secret. Anyway.
I understand it.
Oh, good. He also, I think the final thing for DSP that is that he announced that that him, John Rambo, Panda Lee, and flippin' what's his name, some other guy are doing a
Howard.
No, I don't think it's Howard or some other guy. That's appeared in Call of Duty videos, but he hasn't appeared in one outside Call of Duty, but he did a bit of Uncharted, I think, with him. So I'm not sure who it is, but they're doing a 4-play thing, and everyone's like flipping out. Oh my gosh, John Rambo and Panda Lee doing the same co-op. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. I have no idea why the heck that had to be included into the podcast, but I just thought it was a little interesting thing to note down. So this week they're playing Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City, I believe, and they're doing a 4-player. So check that out if you want to see some insane, crazy stuff going on.
So, Pete, did you just say that there's going to be 4-play?
There is going to be 4-player. But yeah, four. I can't even say it. Like 4-play.
You get it? They're gonna have sex.
Yep, I did indeed get it. It was.
No, that was for the people that were listening that didn't get it.
Yeah, like all the 10-year-olds that are watching the podcast, they're like, oh, what does that mean? Yeah, well, there you go.
Golden Shotgun pointed out the joke for all 7 of the people watching.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because like nobody watched the second one. Everyone watched the first one, and then they were kind of like, oh, another one. Oh, don't care. Just wait. I'm gonna say, oh, here's the 17th podcast, and we're gonna have like Phil as a guest star, and they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, like the 3 people that'll be watching will be like, yeah, good thing we stuck on this whole time. Whereas everyone else is just really go, we don't care about the podcast anymore, and they're gonna be
No, I actually look forward to the day that you interview Phil on this, along with 2 others.
I was kind of
And
like,
then-
it'll be just like, oh, Phil, do you want to be in our podcast? And if he says yes, I'll be like, all right, the podcast has been cancelled this week. I'm sorry, nobody else will be able to do the podcast. I'm afraid my Skype has fallen, and I can only do one-on-one or a one-on-one conversation. And then
But you see, when that point comes, people are going to watch the podcast, and then the people who were watching beforehand are going to say, I was watching before it was cool.
yeah, they're gonna have their own like signatures and avatars to say that, like I watched the podcast before it was mainstream.
Podcast hipsters.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Yep.
did Carlos's mic just fix?
I was using records
Did it?
before
Yeah, it did.
Carlos, I can't believe you went Decepticon.
Yeah, Carlos just turned to T1000, but now he is back. He's transformed back into his human self. Good on you. Well done.
That's great.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So now we can go straight back. Alright. So now we're gonna have to start the whole podcast again. I'll see you guys all later. No, not really. Okay. Right. General gaming news. Nothing happened this week. Woohoo! Absolutely nothing. Apart from maybe Diablo got a release date. If any of you play that game.
I have too shitty of a PC to play it, so.
I'm looking forward to it.
They released a bunch of like crazy stuff about it. What else really did happen for it? I think I listed a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So I guess in order of the stuff that I listed in a little PM I sent everyone. First thing, which this will actually answer a question that Fly66 Monkey asked, and it was The Sims 3. A special like expansion pack for Sims 3 was leaked in a recent patch for The Sims 3, in which is pretty much another like, oh, spoiler alert for you those who don't want to hear it, but apparently it's supposed to be like a magic expansion pack where they're going to have witches and zombies and fairies, and I'm not sure how many of you play The Sims 3, but I think that's absolutely flipping stupid considering the fact they haven't released like a university expansion pack or a seasons expansion pack. Like, why do we have to have all this trivial stuff in? I don't get it.
I've actually yet to play The Sims 3. I
What's
did play
the
The Sims
3?
I've never
Yeah.
played The Sims 3 either, but I used to be a like diehard fan of Sims 2. I had like all the expansion stuffs, so I have like £500 worth of Sims 2 stuff. But still, like hearing all this stupid stuff, and I think it was like, what was it like? I think some expansion packs released by ads. I was kind of following it. It was like Sims 3, then it was like a nightlife version, which we all kind of seen coming, and then it was like a pets version, and then it was like aspirations. Like what? Like wasn't already in the game, and now they're coming out with this. I don't get it. I probably got it all completely wrong, but oh well.
What's The Sims?
Tisk.
Simulated people.
It's real life. If you're
It's real life?
It's better.
if you're
It's better than your real life.
if you're not cool enough to like get friends, just go on Sims and make a guy the most popular guy in town. There you go. Problems.
Actually, I hear that there was a better game made at one point. You should actually check out the Herbs.
Herbs was a pretty good game, I think, but wasn't there only like one game? Because there was like Herbs, and then there was like Herbs Sims in the City, which I remember playing in like the PS2.
Oh, you mean SimCity? Yes, that was the thing.
Or yeah, SimCity was a pretty good. And I actually never played SimCity, but like, a bunch of my friends did like years ago, and they used to say, "Oh, it's a brilliant game." So again, I'm just gonna take it from them. It was a good game. You see, now we're kind of in the chillaxing mood of the podcast, where we're just kind of rambling and stuff. This is the good part of it. Anyway, like the first part always is kind of like really shaky and stuff because we're kind of like, oh, I don't know anyone. But now we're all like, now we're all chilled, and I've got my peanut.
I would trust you. I would trust each and every one of you with a gun.
Trust ball.
Yeah, I'll just shoot the laptop, see if I can kill you, or just shoot a bullet at America, and I don't think that's gonna work out. So yeah, it's good. This is the chillaxing part of the podcast. It's going all good, and I am very chilled, and I've got my penis out. And the next thing is, there's no cross-platforming in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I don't really care. Moving on.
I don't care.
Yeah, neither do I. Like
Why is this a topic?
it's not. It's just like a little skim. It's like skimmer through. So there you go. There's a little thing for you.
Well, that happened.
Yeah, that in the amazing world of gaming news, that happened. That's it.
Remember when Counter-Strike was cool?
I don't really play Counter-Strike anymore, but I still have it. But I don't play it.
I remember when it was cool.
Thank you, Shotgun.
See, I can make awkward silences. It's easy.
Yeah, it's good. And finally, in terms of gaming news, since it was such a slow week, PS Vita has sold over 1.2 million copies. Whoop-de-doo.
They also sold 2 million games.
Did they?
They did.
It's good.
Still disappointing.
Oh well. Do you think? I'm not sure what sold better, the Nintendo DS or 3DS or the PS Vita on release.
Well, on release?
Yeah.
I'd have to look that up.
So while
Pretty sure it was 3DS.
Yeah, 3DS.
things,
Well, there's a larger fan base.
I guess because it was like Nintendo and stuff, and the PS Vita is just basically like, the PSP with 2 analog sticks.
Let me put it in perspective for you. The very day that the PS Vita came out, they sold 325 copies, correct?
Did they? I don't know, but okay.
325,000.
Yeah, okay, that makes a bit more sense. I was like, oh, that's popular.
Now, the most popular game at the time for the Nintendo DS were the Phoenix Wright games. And the very day that the second Miles Edgeworth game came out, they sold the exact same amount as the PS Vita.
Oh,
So, I'm assuming that more people like the DS.
I guess so. But it seemed like that Uncharted game was pretty successful for the Vita, whatever the heck you want to call it.
Oh, yes, very much. Along with the Resident Evil.
Yeah, but I think like, was that released on like the release day?
No, but it's to be coming out. Or it already came out, but it didn't come out on the release date.
Oh, yeah, I think Wipeout might have been another little popular one that was released at the same time. I'm not sure. So there you go. That is it for the wonderful gaming news section, which is it was a lot more shorter than the previous ones because really nothing happened this week, it seems. Now I guess we move on to the big topic, and this is quite a big topic because it is very opinionated and it is crazy and it is insane. And the question is the be all end all question of this day and age of this society is, should kids be allowed to play M-rated games, and if so, or if not, or if so, to what extent do you think they could play the games for? So, I guess, this has been going on for quite a while, especially in this society. Whenever games like Call of Duty, they're mostly 18s, and like you see like 7-year-olds playing them. It's pretty weird. But at the same time, the main reasons why they are like 18 rated is because, well,
Blood.
yeah, it's because of like one controversial level in the story mode, and that's it. But the kids probably don't even know what's going on. Like, they probably think, oh, look at all the jelly on my screen. That's what we got there.
Actually, my parents let me play M-rated games when I was 8. The first one I played was GTA 3.
That's
I just went around I just went around killing everything. Sorry to interrupt you, Pete,
Oh, yeah.
but I just went around killing everything. I just was having fun, but my parents knew I could handle it, and if I couldn't handle it, they would just take it away. So I just sit there and go all right, I'm gonna treat this as mature as I possibly can.
That reminds me a lot of the story that I had. Whenever it was my birthday, I think it was my 9th birthday, my 10th birthday, and my brother, who is 8 years older than me, by the way, he's 24. So, and you do the math. So he bought me Grand Theft Auto Vice City and the PS2. I can remember my parents looking at him in complete shock and horror, because it was I started playing and I was like, oh, this game isn't from Viva Pinata. This game is pretty messed up. So I still have it. I think it's pretty funny. I've had it all these years, but it's a freaking good game. It took me a few years to really appreciate it, but back then I was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna shoot everyone and drive cars into rivers and drown immediately because my main character doesn't know how to swim.
That's the one thing I never got about the GTA games. How come the main character can't swim into the fourth one?
I don't know, they're babies, they're wimps. I think there's another stupid problem similar to that there for the GTA games. But I can't really remember it right now. Anyway, Carlos and Lemon, do you have any similar related childhood stories about whenever you were playing games that were M-rated before you were 18 or 15 or whatever?
Yes, first M-rated game I ever played was probably Mortal Kombat.
Oh my.
But yeah, but it wasn't really extreme, over-the-top violence and blood. But the first M-rated game, which I thought, this game I shouldn't really be playing this game. Probably Grand Theft Auto 3, but it was so fun,
Guess so. And Lemon, being a fruit as you are, have you ever played any M-rated games without your fruity parents?
I've played Grand Theft Auto 3 and Mortal Kombat when I was around younger teenager, and I found them to be enjoyable, actually.
So you didn't really mind the blood and guts and stuff. You're just kind of oh, I don't even know what this is.
Well, as a child, I was prone to seeing much violence inside of video games, so by that time I was already desensitized.
Gosh, that's fine. Sounds like you're blending something in the background.
No, that's just my computer. It stopped.
Oh. Well, your computer has a blender attached to it. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Can you make me a milkshake?
I can make you a Peter Pizza.
I seen that coming.
All right.
Oh no, that's another podcast meme. Oh, it's the Peter Pizza. Peter Pizza podcast. Woo. Okay, anyway, so that's two memes now. We got the cyborg Carlos, and now we have Peter Pizza. Peter Pizza now trending on Twitter. Anyway, moving on. So I guess M-rated games, kids playing M-rated games is kind of a common thing now that you see because parents don't care anymore. It seems about what their kids are playing now. Kind of sad. Well, first of all, I think probably the most controversial topic is people saying, oh, kids shouldn't be playing Call of Duty. What are your thoughts? I think we might as well go in alphabetical order here. So, starting with Shotgun, ending with me, pretty much. What are your thoughts on, do you have any problem with, kids playing Call of Duty, and to what extent do you think they should make it go,
I don't have a real problem with kids playing Call of Duty, as long as they can, handle it. They're not cursing into the mics. They're not trash talking. They're not doing anything like that. As long as they can handle it to a certain extent. They just play the game and that's it. They don't take the language or anything else out of that.
I guess it's kind of a bad thing, because they see so many, machinima partners and stuff, they think it's so good to, swear and stuff and be cool. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm taking up other people's time, I'm sorry. I'm ranting. Carlos? Over to you.
I personally don't have a problem with it either. I grew up playing M-rated games, so I don't see why kids should stop playing M-rated games now. It's the same thing as I shouldn't say. as long as they're not screaming into the mic and stuff, because that can be quite annoying.
It is. You turn back into a Decepticon.
Yeah, but you only turned into a Decepticon like very very briefly, but you're back now. And finally, Lemon, the Lemon. What are your thoughts?
Personally, I don't think children should be playing M-rated games. Like I said previously, it does desensitize. Oh, a dog.
Yeah, we can just see like a whole pile of things in your back, in like the background, like dogs and blenders and stuff. Are you blending your dog?
You know, that's a very conclusive jump you made.
Does it blend?
Oh no, let's not try it out. But
You see, playing Call of Duty playing Call of Duty for children does somewhat destroy their personality over time. Not simply because of the game, but the people who play it.
yeah, because I mean,
Blender.
it's very rare to see a kid, like, you know, under the age of say 13, that really understands what they're doing as like being cooperative and helpful, which is the general traits that they should have at their age. Like, you know, if you've seen a kid playing Call of Duty, you kind of expect them, oh, here we go, we're gonna get, you know, loudmouth, cocky, arrogant, you know, potty mouth, you know, attitude. But then if you actually stumble upon, like, I know, like, this is from a couple of years ago, but whenever I first played like Modern Warfare 1, like Call of Duty 4, I would like, this is like back, you know, before Call of Duty became like the new kids game. But you know, you would stumble across the odd like kid, but they actually did, you know, they actually understood what was going on, and they're cooperative and they're helpful and they're, you know, kind. But now it's just kind of like, no, like not anymore. Like it's dead. Like I think it's mainly because Call of Duty could be like a lone man's game or a lone wolf's game even, where, you know, you don't need any pals or friends, so therefore you just be cocky and arrogant to everyone in your team, you know. So
That's why.
pretty bad.
That's why I play Battlefield. And sorry.
Yeah, because Battlefield, you know, it is a lot more like team oriented as well. So, but
Or I call. I keep interrupting
no,
you.
it's fine because, you know, it's general. If you have like 4 people in one Skype call, you're gonna have like you know, clashes of words. It's just whenever you say something, then like you both pause at the same time. But at the same time, it's better than the two of us just saying a sentence at the same time and it'll just being really weird.
Just to take note, I haven't interrupted anyone once, Shotgun. You might want to try better.
Burn.
That was a joke.
Okay.
I need some ointment.
But I do actually have a problem with one specific part of this community, and that would be the parents. The parents who spend $60 on a babysitter, you know, they can choose the babysitter, Aunt Call of Duty or Aunt Modern Warfare. And then they just stop paying attention.
It's pretty weird, like, and like I think whenever my parents were like, you know, this is back, you know, years ago, whenever they would like buy me my games or something, or if I would like give them hints and then they would buy them, like they would obviously go with like the stuff around the age group, but maybe they might go a bit over the boundaries, like if I'm like, you know, like 11 and they buy me like a 15 rated game, I'll be like, ooh, scary, but you know. But like it seems like, you know, parents nowadays is kind of like, oh, what's that, little Jimmy? What do you want to buy? Oh, okay, I'll just buy it for you. Like let's not even look at the age rating or anything. Let's just walk in, see the game, and immediately bring it up to the till without doing any research about it or anything, and then just sit there and let your kid like melt his brains away at the game.
I think
Okay.
I'm...
Oh.
No, you go.
I think my parents were like that. They always like I'm 16 now, so I still have to get them to buy M-rated games. They don't do that anymore. They like check everything before buying it, and then they give it to me. And they go like, "All right, it's okay. Now you can play." And I go like, "All right."
Carlos?
If you're not a
I
Decepticon.
don't know. Personally, a lot of people have this theory, you know, playing violent games makes violent kids, and I don't think that's true. I don't know. I mean, I know several kids. I know smaller children. They come over to my house and they're like, "Oh, I can't play that. My parents won't let me play that." And I'm like, "Okay, so and these kids who are constantly sheltered, their parents don't let them play anything, don't watch anything, And they're the most violent
Where is
kids.
Witwicky?
Everything is gun, you know?
Octagons, Decepticons, go! Yeah, you kind of started turning into a robot again. I don't really know what's going on with like the.
Oh god, you're turning now too.
Oh, me?
Oh, you're better now.
Everybody's turning to a Decepticon.
Oh no, it's spread the infection to the robots. Oh my. So we're gonna have to post a whole bunch of Decepticon photos in the thread now. Flip me.
Well,
Eerie silent.
Curse you, Megatron.
Exactly. Stupid. They're corrupting our kids, not Call of Duty. What is going on? There was a problem with the call. It's not going very well.
Something strange is going on.
Yeah. Maybe you see. Well, it's still recording, so it's fine. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're back. So sorry about that. There was a little call. There was a little call error there, but you know that's what you would get if you're doing like a call, you know, from different regions of the world. You know, this is a good thing and a bad thing, because you know it's a bad thing because there are a few little minor errors like this here, but at the same time it's a good thing because you're still communicating with people that you wouldn't normally communicate. You know, an Irish person communicating with 3 Americans. You know, what are the odds?
Personally, I blame shotguns, interrupting.
Oh wow. It's gonna get hot. It's gonna get hot in here. It's gonna get controversial. No, so
I have my shirt off.
sweet. Anyway, so what were we talking about again before we kind of got a bit off topic there with connections and stuff? I think we were talking about it's like it could be down to the parents. They're just mindlessly buying kids M-rated games. Not very good. But what would you think about games that are like a bit more like, I mean, Call of Duty is bad to a certain extent, but I mean you can't just say Call of Duty is the be all end all worst game that a kid could play. It's obviously there are like worse games like flipping, what was it Flip, what was it called? The really bloody game like 2 years ago I think that Phil played, and he said it was like the bloodiest game he's ever played. Or like last year.
Madhouse?
What was it?
Right.
Because all 3 of you gave an answer at the same time, but I didn't know what it was. I think one of you got it right. Carlos is a complete robot now, fortunately.
Curse you, Megatron.
Yeah, Megatron is completely corrupting Carlos. Carlos is like turned to the dark side
Of the moon.
of the moon. Okay. Well, I think I'm living in the dark side of the moon right now because it's like pitch black over here, and it is now 11:15 pretty much. But anyway, yeah. So, but ignoring that, but what would you think about parents buying kids really like graphic games, like really strong M-rated games that deserve that rating?
My parents bought me those types of games, and I'm okay. So probably because like I got previous M-rated games that go like, oh, I'll treat it like I did the last ones, where I won't take anything from it except like the lessons.
Okay. All right.
What I learned in Red Dead Redemption.
What about cutting animals apart and stuff? Yeah, it's all good. Go down to your next door neighbor's cat and just cut its fur off. It's all good. I learned it in the video game. It's perfectly fine.
Honestly, I think I'm the only child in the world at the age of 10 to first play Crash Bandicoot and then immediately after play Grand Theft Auto 3.
I think I would do stuff together, like play Spyro and then go straight and play like some really weird game. Like watch some Ren and Stimpy or something after it. That's just as bad. That's the real thing that's corrupting our kids. Still, like, I guess the general thing, like one thing, I think to go way back to what we were on about before, kids playing Call of Duty, from my perspective on it, I think it's okay to a certain extent, but at the same time, don't make it like go overboard. Like I would like, it's okay for them to play the single player and the Spec Ops and the multiplayer to a certain extent, but I don't like the kids play the multiplayer, but either speak to your friends or don't speak at all to like the general like your whole team in general. And there's a few reasons for that. Because the first one is you're just gonna get bullied nonstop. Like, I mean, if you see like a 9-year-old or 10-year-old going, oh, we gotta capture the flag, then you're obviously gonna go, oh my gosh, this is like the perfect time for trolling, or this is the perfect time for doing like heckling this kid. So I mean, you're only causing trouble unless you're actually gonna try and be informative. Like I did, like whenever I was a bit younger, I used to play like back when I first got Xbox Live. I was obviously I was quite a bit younger. But I would still try and be like helpful and cooperative, and I actually did end up making friends with a few like older people because it kind of understood, oh wait, oh my gosh, some kid isn't like all cocky and stuff, and they're still cooperating with us. So I just think if you're gonna have a kid play an M-rated game, in terms of online perspectives, play it, but don't make it like completely obvious that you're like completely young and that you're stupid, because you're just gonna get heckled and it's gonna cause more bad than good, I think.
Pete's right. Like, when I used to play Call of Duty, it was exactly that. As soon as you heard a little kid's voice, everybody just rushed over, like, just trolled him, cursed him out, everything. Like, I couldn't see people be that cruel to a kid before over the internet.
Yeah, like, one thing is you wouldn't do that to somebody, like, in real life. Like, if, a little kid walked in and said something, then obviously you wouldn't just, older people wouldn't just immediately gang up on them, because it's the internet, and you're not going to get hurt, or, or anything bad's gonna happen, you're just gonna immediately do it. And that's probably one of the reasons why kids could think they're like tough people as well. Like, if you see like a 14-year-old that maybe was like heckled like that whenever they were younger, and if they stumble across someone that's younger and then they might think, oh, I'm so good now, I'm gonna be popular and I'm gonna harass this kid. Because I have seen YouTube videos of like kids heckling other kids on like Call of Duty and Halo and stuff. So like I just don't like that. And that's like one of the reasons why some kids might have like negative like personalities online anyway. Still, it is quite funny hearing like kids that have like clan wars and stuff, like thinking it's the most important thing in the world. Like, oh, clan quick scopes versus clan elite. Oh, who's gonna win? And all of them are like 12 years old.
You forgot the XXXs.
Oh, sorry.
XXX
1337 XXX. Crazy. No offense to Carlos, by the way, because he's got X's in his name. Anyway, and Carlos is like completely dead. Carlos is like turned into a bit of scrap metal, so he's like dead.
I used to care about clans, like when I played Halo 2, I used to be in a clan called RDG, but then like once like I couldn't become a recruiter, I went like screw this game, and I just left the clan, I left everything, and I just played Halo, and it just moved on.
Yeah, I think sometimes that's like the best part as well. That's like the best thing you can do. Just like leave it.
He then immediately flipped his table.
Yes, and he went, I was trying to think of like the meme associated with that. Like, what kind of like meme face could you associate with that situation? Like, I ain't even mad or something. I guess. I don't think.
I ain't even mad.
I ain't even mad. You're not gonna recruit me. I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad.
No, like I wanted to become a recruiter. Like I wanted to recruit other people, but like they were like, no. They like you need to change your gamer tag to have RDG, and then I'm going like,
as
no.
well. Like people that spend like money to like change their gamer tag to have their clan tag on it, just so that, like a week later for like the clan to disband and they have to pay another 800 to like change your name back, whereas it wouldn't make any sense. So good job using your parents' money like that to change your name and all that there. It's pretty stupid.
As for whether or not children should be allowed to play rated M for mature games, I would have to say there's a point in between where they should be able to. You don't have to be 18. 18 is just a number that we made up that would be considered an adult. The point where you stop being impressionable so easily is that at the age of 14. So I would assume that it would be perfectly okay for someone to play a game like Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty at the age of 16 and up.
That's one of the things like I don't get about our country. Like we can't drink until 21, but we can join the military at 18. So how come we can't just drink while we're 18? I'm pretty sure when we're old enough to go to war, we're old enough to drink.
Oh, at stations where people are posted, they actually do have an abundance of alcohol at some times. And at that point, no one's gonna tattle on an 18-year-old who's in the military or the army.
Oh.
Still,
The more you know.
like, I do agree
G.I. Joe.
that I do agree on you though that I do agree with you even on you what I do agree with you though about the fact that 18 is just a number that you don't have to be. It's not as if like, oh, if you're 17 and your birthday's next week, oh, you still can't play the 18 rated game. Like if you're like you should be able to play games whenever you learn that they're just games and they're not like real life, which is why now I can play games like Left 4 Dead and stuff like that there, and I'm not like, oh my gosh, oh, if I pick up a shotgun and and if somebsomebody crawls to me, I'm gonna think they're a zombie and I'm just gonna shoot them. That wouldn't really make much sense.
Oh, fuck. My girlfriend is 20 years old, by the way. Just saying. I'm not saying that I'm, like, into people who are 16. Just saying.
Okay, thank you.
Pedo.
Fuck you.
Okay, thank you. And I do think that for my perspective on this, on like the general question, should kids be allowed to play it? I would say, depending on the age of the kid, if they're old enough to understand that the game is, that the game isn't like real or something, then I think it is understandable and it is acceptable to play an M-rated game, but under the parents' consent, of course. And if the game's really graphic, like we haven't thought about games that have like sex scenes and stuff. Oh no, think of the children. Think of Coney 2012. Sorry, never mind. We'll get to that. And people will, like stuff together could be changeable, but it's just down to the parent, to be honest. And it's just whatever they would think. But I would think that if they're old enough to understand it's just a game, then I think they're fair enough. But also it is depending on the content of the game as well. Like Call of Duty isn't really that bad. If you just want to skip the mission where the family gets bombed, or skip the mission where the Russian airport gets shot down.
Mission?
Didn't happen.
Would it be weird if I said I found that mission to be kind of fun?
I thought it was kind of fun too. No shame, no shame. So, Shotgun, what is your thoughts on on the general question as a whole? Should kids be allowed to play M-rated games?
My parents let me play M-rated games, so I say yes, yes, if they can handle the game and know what they're playing.
Fair enough. And here we go, drum roll. Carlos, if you can hear us, beatbop 0111010011, or should kids be allowed to play M-rated games?
Yes, because they can tell the difference between a game and real life.
I guess that made sense. Yes. Okay, so hopefully you're able to get it. Hopefully I can kind of clear that up whenever I'm editing it. Hopefully it won't sound as bad, but well, you never know. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the big topic. Anyone else have anything to add to it?
Well,
No.
I would just like to say...
Oh, here we go.
Well, at the age of 15, I actually experienced my first sighting of a weapon. And to be honest, after playing so many games, didn't even give a shit.
There you go. True Life Story is brought to you by the Lemon.
Oh yeah, I remember this one day, like there was a TV show where a kid was playing a lot of violent video games, so they gave the kid and then he was like bawling, like he just started sobbing the minute he got the gun, and he couldn't fire it, which just proves that violent games doesn't make kids violent.
There you go.
Oh, no, Shotgun, you misinterpreted what I said. What I said was, I didn't care. Like, if I fired the gun, I would be greatly inexperienced, clearly, because I'd never fired a gun before. But the fact that I wasn't aware of the danger of it, that could be a problem.
Did you immediately wonder why the heck you couldn't do a fast reload, or you couldn't aim down your sights faster?
No, it's not that. It's just, I knew what the gun could do. I just didn't figure it would be used against me.
So there we go. That is, should kids be allowed to play M-rated games? That is our opinions on it. So anyway, I think real life topics this week, it actually is quite a number of them. I guess we should start with probably the least recent one. And the least recent was I think it was the Afghan murders where a U.S. soldier came in and just killed 16 Afghan citizens for no reason that we know of, and is currently being deported to back to the U.S. So, first of all, what were your thoughts on this whole matter? Because we did make a thread about this, and it was quite a hot one while it was going on, and people were just chanting why, but at the same time, rightfully so as well. Like, why? Why would you even do such a thing?
They're gonna remember. The Afghans are gonna remember this. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, World War III. Here we go. Hopefully not, though. Anyone else?
Terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible. Like, stupid. Like it's not. It doesn't solve anything. Like it doesn't improve anything. It doesn't make anything better. Like, it doesn't do it.
Just makes our relationship with the Afghans worse.
And that's something that we definitely don't want done, especially when like peace talks and stuff are being arranged. It's just like that's the worst thing that could happen. Also, wasn't it like an American helicopter crashed into like a town and like killed a few people as well? But apparently that was just a completely technical fault. It wasn't like intentional or anything. I don't get it. Oh well. That's the harsh world that we live in now. War can really mess people up.
Now I'm gonna go cut myself.
Yeah. I think we all need to do a good old group cutting of our wrists. Also,
Currently has a defense attorney who is claiming that he was suffering from confusion, delusion, and suffering due to him having several accidents prior to him murdering 16 people. What his defense attorney is claiming is that he should have never been shipped off in the first place, which I agree with. He shouldn't have been because he was injured 4 times. The problem being he still murdered 16 people. I don't care if he was crazy or not. Plead insanity, get sent to an asylum. Punishment is punishment, murder is murder.
yeah. Still. I guess another story that happened this week that wasn't intentional was in Switzerland, I believe. A bus carrying 24 people crashed, killing all of them, including 22 of them that were children. So once again, it did hit world news. Another travesty, a bit like that there boat sinking or ship sinking, like earlier this year, I think. That had a whole bunch of like tourists on it. I'm not sure how many died then, but I don't think it was like that much. Still, just another little unfortunate accident that happened. Hopefully it wasn't intentional. I don't think anyone else has done that much news on it. Still.
Peter, I don't wish to discredit you, but 28 people died in that car bus accident.
Oh, did they?
Yes, 6 adults, 22 children.
Ah.
Oh,
The bus driver is currently claiming that he was putting a DVD in when he wasn't paying attention to the road, and there have been no testimony speaking of any DVD, so maybe he was just being negligent.
Could be. I don't know. Still. Pretty harsh. And the final... Oh, Carlos is trying to speak, but the auto-tune is too strong.
I was just asking if the bus driver lived.
What?
Excuse me?
We'll try and translate this.
Go on.
Carlos is dead. Okay, so the final real-life topic I think that happened was quite recent actually, was that the Coney 2012 leader Jason Russell was caught publicly fapper-baiting in public in front of a bunch of cars and stuff. What the heck, really? Like, I don't get it. He's been sustained He is currently being like checked for any sort of crazy stuff. I don't get. I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have anything to say about that.
The one thing I found funny about that is that the minute, like a couple hours after this happened, the internet just start making posters of him, like you go like, oh, think about the children. I know I am. They say I have invisible children too. They're everywhere.
Or
They
now trending online, horny
They did-
2012 is another one. Oh, Coney horny 2012. So like a bunch of crazy memes have been going on. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself for making fun of this guy's misfortune." But I mean, you kind of seen it coming, fortunately. No way.
It's the internet.
Yeah.
If you fuck up on the internet, you're gonna pay for it.
People were saying that was like a celebration for the video going viral. Like he might have like placed a bet with his friends and said, "Oh, if the video goes viral, I'll be naked and I'll go out and fapper bait, like outside." And since he's a man of his word, he probably lost it. So he had to do it. Had to do it. It wasn't of his control. Oh well. No, nothing really else to say.
I believe he was suffering from exhaustion and dehydration at the time.
But if you were suffering from that, wouldn't you be taking drinks and going to bed? I wouldn't be jumping around in my birthday suit, running around, waving my
Jerking it.
jerk.
Well, Mr. Peter Panda, I regret to inform you, 6 months ago there was an equally disturbing case that happened for the same reason. A man stripped naked on a train, he attacked a woman, he spoke racial slurs, he even fought with a police officer. This was all caught on camera.
I think I remember seeing something like that there, but I just couldn't really remember it. Also, just one final question, one final rhetorical question here. Why is it always men that strip naked and do crazy stuff?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Well, there was this guy named Joe Rogan who once made these videotapes about... You know what? Never mind.
Okay. I think it'd be better if we drop this. Okay, alright. So, movies and TV, what happened apart from nothing?
I watched a blender.
I can hear it.
I just watch the shows I usually watch. Like the Family Guys, the Simpsons, American Dad.
I think we have a question about that in the forum questions. So that'll be interesting to get into. But in terms of news, no, nothing. No one cares. It's the internet. Anyway. Woohoo.
I use my computer more than I use my TV.
So do I.
That's how much news.
The only thing I use my television for is background noise.
Yeah, that's like.
I do too.
Yeah. Woo!
Like I do for my my homework. I go like, all right, I have my computer right in front of my face. I'm just gonna have TV on, so it looks like I'm watching TV when I'm not.
Still. Alright, so forum questions. We have 11 questions. We actually are pretty good in time. We're like an hour into it, kind of. I'm not sure just how far we're into it, but I didn't really start counting, so I think we're just about an hour into it. So we can take our time with these questions anyway. Hopefully we can answer them all. So first,
I'm going first, so different.
yes, it's gonna be Golden Shotgun Carlos.
Damn it.
If Carlos can respond, that is.
Lemon.
And then Lemon, and then
Lemon.
me. Okay, so the first question comes to us from Pisces38, a very well-loved member of our community, and
Band.
and is a mod. A mod? Yep, is a mod, I think. I'm not even sure. I don't really follow the site that much. And she says...
A chat mod.
She's a chat mod. That's good. Yeah, I was kind of wondering that. I didn't really get it. Also, while we're on this topic, what does a reputational member mean? That's like what DX Michael is a reputational member or something. What the heck does that mean?
You mean a reputable member?
Reputable. I didn't even read it that much, but yeah.
I believe it's someone who's gained popularity among the masses of the forum.
Shouldn't
But I could be totally wrong.
It shouldn't like Derive be up then, and like a bunch of other people.
Well,
Amber.
Yes, Amber. Spacey, another one.
He's been trolling me lately. He won't get to me.
Oh,
they're not cool enough.
I don't get it, but you know, still, like it's a pretty weird font as well. It's like kind of like a blue and purple thing. I think it's like more blue than purple. Still, or like blackish. I don't know. All right, so I kind of went a bit off topic there. Anyway, Pisces says she says cough, but she also says, "What is your favorite childhood memory?" Simple enough. Go go go.
I think when I went to Disney World, and that's it. Like, I can't really remember anything from that. I don't have a specific one.
Yeah.
Like, the best one I had was I went to Disney World. I rode all the roller coasters. I had with my family and my dad. So that's it.
So good. Oh boy, here we go. Let's
Playing
see.
Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis
Sega Genesis. Simple enough.
all day.
Sounds good. Actually, that's kind of like similar to mine as well. And finally, Lemon, childhood memories.
Well, as a child, my brother would always do harm to me in order to silence me, because I guess I was annoying. My favorite memory, personally, though, is the day that I learned I could effectively silence people through debate. Basically meaning, until they have no way to argue against what I've said, so that way they can't say anything at all.
Wow, that is. It's quite powerful.
I'm in the same boat with you.
It's quite powerful.
My brother hits me.
Yeah, same here. Like my my brother and I used to like pretty big in like wrestling. Like a couple of years ago, and we were like practice wrestling moves on each other. Like since I was obviously the smaller one, since he's 8 years older than me, he would like do like the suplexes and stuff. Not on like the wooden floor, by the way. This would be in like soft surfaces. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Like those are some pretty weird childhood memories, but they are ones that kind of stick out. Like him doing all these like crazy moves on me, like crazy suplexes and stuff. He was quite strong as well, so it's pretty good. While I would do the missions and stuff.
It wasn't the fact that he hurt me that I enjoyed. It was the fact that I could shut someone up by talking.
I'm not sure if that was relating to me, but it wasn't hurt. Like it didn't hurt because I was landing on a soft surface, but still.
Oh, my brother once ran me over with a bike.
Yeah, I can't top that. I can't. There you go.
He also had this habit.
That.
He also had this habit where he would punch me in the shoulder repeatedly, and then it would bruise up, and then he would just keep punching me in the shoulder.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my brother used to do wrestling moves on me too. Like he did walls, crossface, he did sharpshooter, he did STFU, he did the vice
It's the STF.
CM
It's not
Punk.
the STFU. Oh my gosh. Oh, leaked. No, you can't say the STFU anymore. It's PG. Can't do it.
PG. This podcast isn't PG.
Yeah, it's not.
It's PG. Fuck.
Yeah. Oh no.
Fuck
Oh, I'm
ass,
gonna central.
bitch
Oh.
ass, bumblefuck.
Oh no. Okay, right. So I guess in terms of other childhood memories, I did like it wasn't really a childhood memory because I only went there like 2 or 3 years ago. But I went to America for the first time ever, being in Ireland, so it was pretty crazy. I had to actually go to England first and then go to America. I don't know why, but that's just the way I had to go. So that was pretty memorable, obviously, because I mean it's America. I mean, why not? Of course.
Welcome to America.
I'm trying to think of there's another song I was just thinking of as well. Something to do with like America. America.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, that was one.
America.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. So I don't really have that many because I'm technically still a child. You could say. I don't know. Streetbackguy. First of all, gets an award. Streetbackguy is the only guy to post a question in all 3 podcasts so far. He's been consistent. He posted one in the first one, along with Darkman, I think, posted one. He posted one in the second one, even though he was in it, and now he's posted one in the third one. So props to him. He's the only King of Hate member that has posted in every single one of them. So well done to him. But he asks, this is a pretty interesting question actually. If you could swap bodies with any game character for one day, who would it be and why? Shotgun?
Dante from Devil May Cry. I just want to be so overly top cool for one day, or just for, just kick my chair and it lands perfectly. I sit and then I just kick the table and the phone just comes right to my hand. I just want to be that cool for one day.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Carlos, if you can respond, if it's possible. What?
Cole McGrath.
Cool. Okay.
Cole
Yeah.
McGrath. Because he looks like Justin Timberlake.
That's it.
No,
Yes. That was a good reason. Yes.
because he's badass. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to jump off a building and just electrocute all the cars around you?
Yeah, that sounds pretty legit. The lemon. Lemon, no.
What?
He
We need
died.
yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. He's back. He got resurrected. Swap a body with a video game character for one day. Who would it be and why?
I'm stuck between Miles Edgeworth and Commander Shepard.
That's a tough choice. Why am I
Yeah, I
Edgeworth
know,
not
because-
Phoenix, right?
Yeah, Miles Edgeworth. I played the recent game that's, stars him. And apparently every single day there's a murder, and yet every single day he figures out who the murderer was. Kind of suspicious, in my opinion, though. Since he's always around when the murder happens.
Ooh.
And I figure on the day that I take control of his body, I could solve a murder. Or I could be Commander Shepard. But you know what the shitty thing about Commander Shepard would be? That could be the day where he sits around and eats Cheetos all day.
You think he has those lazy days where he just kind of sits around and does nothing?
But then again, you'd still be Commander Shepard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be the same for Edgeworth? Like, he'll just sit around drinking tea for one day?
Edgeworth doesn't sit around eating tea.
Eating tea?
He
What?
drinks tea.
I thought you just said drinking tea. I don't know, but it's relevant. For me, I don't know. It's hard to say that you wouldn't change bodies with Duke Nukem for one day. I mean, come on, that's like an obvious one. Who doesn't want to do that? Swap bodies with Duke Nukem.
Who?
Duke.
Duke Nukem.
Duke.
Oh.
I'm saying Duke.
You know,
Oh well, it's my accent.
I actually do have one thing on, Duke Nukem that I can do better. In his game, he can only hold his breath for about 15 seconds. I can hold mine for 40.
Dun dun dun. You're what is it? 25 seconds better than Duke Nukem. Well done. I guess another one for me would be Gordon Freeman because he's just that good. He doesn't need to say anything. It'd be like completely silent. Oh well. Works for me. Next question comes here from Darkodo Kurosaki, and he asks, "Oh, this is a weird question. Do, marry, or kill?" I don't swear. I'm sorry. Do, marry, or kill? And your options are China, Iwashiwa, whoever the heck that is, and Hulk Hogan. What an interesting combination.
I would probably kill Hogan, marry China, and sleep with Ashwa.
Ashwa. Is that how you pronounce it? Ashwa?
Same.
I didn't even know how you pronounced it, but okay. Final.
I did the same thing.
Pretty legit.
I don't even know who these characters are.
You don't know who Hulk Hogan is? The I am
Well, I
a
know
real
who Hulk
American?
Hogan is.
I think
guess,
China's that WWE star that went to a porn star, I'm
Yep.
guessing.
She's really big.
Is it a male or female?
He's a female.
It might be a male.
What about the final person? Who is that?
Anime character.
Oh, well, I've got no idea.
That's what I'm guessing.
Male or female?
I'm thinking it's male.
Female. It's a female.
All right,
Oh,
all right.
dear.
I would do the female wrestler. I would kill the anime character, and then I would, marry Hulk Hogan and then divorce him and then take half of his shit.
You know, I was just about.
Well, he's poor.
No, I was just about to say that was my extreme plan. I would kill the anime characters. I had no idea who the heck they were. I would do China for one day and then throw up like all day, and then I would marry Hulk Hogan just to divorce him and take all his money. But Flip, you beat me to it. That's annoying. Okay.
Yeah, but isn't Hogan poor?
No, well, no, he's after all of his TNA promotion, I think he's earned about another like $1,000. That's it. Still, oh well, it gets him along. Next question comes just from BTR or Beyond the Revolution Omega, and he asks, alright, this is a pretty weird question, but just to shorten it, he says, if he works in a bakery. And he says, and normally he would say, hey, do you want cupcakes or do you want me? Now, if you were a person walking into his bakery and he said, do you want cupcakes or do you want me? What would you respond?
I would respond. I just want the cupcakes. I'm not gay. I'm not bi. I just want the cupcakes, please.
Okay.
Like, I'll say that incredibly awkward as well.
I'd probably pretend I didn't even hear him.
The blender speaks. I suppose, ignoring the blender, I suppose that I would probably venture to say I don't like cupcakes, and I'm not really into guys. But can I have your money?
So you wouldn't even be in there in the first place.
I'm kind of curious about that myself. I suppose my second option would be, where am I?
You just wake up in the middle of the bakery and he's just standing over you. Do you want cupcakes or do you want me?
Yeah, I feel like I would wake up and then I'd be in a cupcake shop with this guy who says, you want cupcakes or you want me? And then suddenly the TV in the store would just go on and be like, hello, Andrew. I want to play a game.
I was just thinking that as well. Like, oh, it's all cupcake based. Like, oh, if you don't finish this game in under 10 minutes, I'm gonna pour whipped cream over you. No. Okay, I guess.
Inside of these cupcakes are the keys to your freedom.
That's
Oh, go
pretty
on.
much it. I guess for me, I would say if you cover yourself in whipped cream and cherries, I'll consider it. There. Okay. TrollDrill, a very popular new member of our forum who is Ignore Drill, but we'll get to that, and we probably will never get to that. But he asks a pretty general question: what is the worst game you've ever played? Go. He doesn't even want an explanation. He just wants to know.
Street Fighter EX2 Plus. That game's input lag makes it so bad. Like, it's almost impossible to beat Bison unless, like, you just do random moves.
Carlos?
This must be
I think he died.
a pretty touchy subject for him.
If you need a blanket or someone to talk to.
Checking.
Oh, there it is.
Mafia.
Oh my gosh.
Mafia. I hated that game. It was like it was a Grand Theft Auto ripoff. And the controls were terrible.
Oh, my turn?
Yes.
I'd have to say my least favorite game of all time has got to be the third season of Heroes.
Really?
Like, it was just, like, so bad that I even forgot if it was a show or a game.
I see.
I was just gonna ask, it's a game.
Wait, can we say worst demos too?
If you want.
Oh, the first Templar. That game, like nothing was limp sync. The gameplay was boring. Like it dragged on. Like download that demo and play it. You will see how bad it is. The voice acting had no emotions. It was just, we have to go find the king. Let's go.
Actually,
That was it.
There is actually a game that I don't like. I'm stuck between Superman 64, the Aquaman game, or the most recent being Overlord, which is made by the people who make Fable. I played that game thinking, oh, this will be fun. It's made by the guys who make Fable. Guess what? It wasn't fun.
Cheer. I'm gonna be a complete sports boy here and say I really don't have one. Like I'm brutally honest. I'm trying to think. I don't like, and I was like, I really like. There are games I don't like, but they're all on like the same level. Like it's not as if there's one game that really stands out that I absolutely despise. Maybe I should have thought about this question a bit more clearly. I think there was a PSP game that I remember playing that I thought was absolutely horrible. I'm not sure. I think it was like I do know that most Call of Duty games on the Wii, like Wii ports of Call of Duty games, are absolutely horrible. I think, like they're not really that good. Same with like wrestling games, and like ports for like wrestling games on the Wii are pretty bad. But still, I'm not really a fan of those type of games. I'm not really sure. I'll probably have a good answer for that if I really did think about it. But for now, I just can't really think of one. So, also, I may have been mistaken about streetbackguy being the only person to respond to ask a question for all 3 podcasts. The first one may have been from Fly66 Monkey instead. I'm not too sure. I don't know. So apologies to him if I actually did get that wrong. But still, if I did get it right, then gold star for you. Anyway, Dariu asks, TrollDrill also asked, what TV shows do you watch? But really, I think we can all agree that we don't really watch any TV shows. And
I do. Like, besides, like, all the Fox stuff, Archer on FX, Unsupervised, The League, Always Sunny, Tosh.0, and Delocated, Robot Check-In, and that's it.
Whoa.
So basically, you're the average teenager.
Yep.
That's
Except
it?
for Archer, that's it. I don't think Archer is an average teenager show.
Oh, you must be a special teenager.
Because, like, I make Archer reference all the time, and, like, nobody gets them but the internet. Like, oh, this is black. This is a black shirt. This is a slightly darker black shirt.
Yeah, I don't get that reference. I'm sorry.
I don't think it'd be funny even if I
What?
was watching the show.
Yeah, everyone's just like, whoa, what? Okay. Apart from like general animation, like cartoons like Simpsons and Family Guy, I don't really watch any other TV show like anymore. I did used to watch a pile of TV shows, but not really anymore, unfortunately.
I mean, if he wants to know if I watched a series or not, I did recently watch an anime, but
I think
it's not considered a television show.
Ooh. Come on, say what it is.
Oh, it's an anime about a person who kills people. It's called Monster.
Oh, I heard that was really good. I never
No, you
watched
didn't.
it.
Interesting.
Next question.
Yeah, next question. Dariu asks, this is a pretty interesting question, but he asked, what do you think we should do to make the forums even bigger? That's a very interesting question. Oh, it's spam on 4chan. Okay, no.
I think that DSP needs to like promote us more. Like he needs to
Yeah, I agree with that.
plug us.
I agree with that as well, yeah. Because, I mean, I think this could be a general thing where everyone can kind of like pitch in, because I think this kind of like a deep question. I don't think we can just have single answers individually. I think this has to be kind of like a group thing that we could maybe arrange. I definitely do agree with that. I actually didn't think about that. I was wondering what the heck could we do. But yeah, like, when was the last time you mentioned the King of Fate forums in a video?
besides Ask the King, go on the
Yeah,
forums
that's
and post your questions?
that's general stuff. That's just like, oh, if you want to ask questions, go to Ask the King in the forums. And some people would like create an account just to post question and never go on again. But I think
Actually, in every info of every video, he has a link to his website.
yeah, but like it doesn't.
You don't check.
Yeah, well, like nobody goes to the description anymore. Just kind of like the general stuff, and nobody really like. He needs to do some more like active, active promotion for it, in which he would, like talk about, oh, this here is happening on the forum, something. But he just kind of like acts as if it doesn't exist. Like I really can't think of the last time he openly, like, he even like mentioned it for like less than like 10 seconds. I can't remember.
I believe he's just a little too busy to just go about talking about the forums. He talks on the forums. He doesn't talk about the forums for a reason, though.
And what reason do you think that would be?
I already gave you the reason.
Okay. So I've got a short-term memory.
I said what I stated was that he just doesn't have the time. That's what he'll tell you too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna ask him because I'm probably gonna get banned from the forum or something if I do. Ooh. Still, I almost got banned from YouTube for correcting him and something, but we'll ignore that. We'll ignore it. That's something.
I'm pressing buttons.
That's something for the hater section. No, I won't mention it on the podcast.
Pete, don't tell me you're going to turn out to be one of those guys that say, Phil doesn't allow any opposite opinion of his own. I didn't do anything except for insult
I didn't do
his body,
except for calling
his looks.
Retard, and I should be completely justified. All I did was insult his family. I don't know what's so bad about that. Like,
I don't even know what I did. All I said that he was doing it wrong, and then you go look at the comment. You're a fucking retard. You should die in a fucking fire inside of a garbage dumpster. I hope your limbs get ripped off.
Yeah, I hate flipping people like that. Like, I think that is one thing we need to mention, because there are a few threads. I'm not sure if it was recent, but I was looking at a thread in the haters section where some guy was literally like that. He was literally like, oh, I don't know why the heck Phil's blocked me. All I said was, bah, like it's so crazy. Like it was so funny, but I'm justified whenever I comment. Unfortunately, he didn't take that justification very well. But that's a topic for another day. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's probably like, I can't really think of anything else that you could promote the forums with apart from just him mentioning it. I don't. In terms of just promoting the website itself, that'd be pretty stupid. Like, why would you promote the website without promoting the guy that the website's about first? At the same time, you wouldn't just go, oh, there's this here YouTuber called Darkseid Phil. Oh, by the way, check out his website. Like,
yeah, I just thought about that, actually. Can you imagine how arrogant it would seem if Phil just said, if you like me a lot, come check out my website. You'll talk about me all day.
No, I think that...
Is that Ron?
I do think that maybe he should talk about it if he's saying something. Like, in his like Mass Effect 3 Afterthoughts video, he could have mentioned, there's a thread going on in my website that says, that has a crazy ending thing about it, so you could go check that out and, talk about it there, rather than go crazy. I mean, it'd be a good way to substitute arrogant, stupid comments in the, the comment section, whenever you could, like, go to the website and, like, check out and see some normal people responses aren't crazy trolls. Well, most of them aren't. I don't know. I really can't think of anything else to think of. Apart from blatant advertisement, which won't work. I don't know.
You have no idea how many stupid people there are on the internet that think they're intelligent.
I'm one of those people.
Yeah, I think everyone is. Everyone self-consciously is. Oh well.
Next question.
Yeah, the next question. Probably the best question we've ever received in a podcast ever. And it's once again from streetbackguy. It's a later question, but he asks, do you think we should include more donkeys in the forum? The answer is
no.
Yeah, the answer is yes. Moving on.
No, I said no.
No, the answer is yes. You cannot say anything other than no. Other than yes.
I'm actually a little curious about that.
How about maybe? Is that a good answer?
If you can incorporate donkeys in some way, like put donkeys in the banner of the website or something, that'd be pretty good.
No, that makes sense.
It would make complete sense. It would have everything to do with Phil. Like, have a donkey body, but just put Phil's face on it. There you go. It makes perfect sense. Anyway, that very, very good question. Haraki Ninja, who apparently may be doing the podcast next week. I'm not sure. We haven't got a final lineup. But he asks, how would... Oh, this is a pretty weird question, but it's pretty cool. How would you react if anything from TV, books, video games, and anime would just come into reality?
I would probably... I'm in between killing myself or... Yeah, I'll just kill myself.
Like, what would happen if, like, the anime... Or, not the anime, if, like, the amnesia monsters came in to the reality? I'd be like, no thanks.
Dude, I would kill myself if the amnesia monsters would come to life.
The amnesia monster? That thing ain't scary. It's just a human body with a bag of flour on its head.
And his jaw, like, turned to, like, the floor. I don't know. It'd be pretty creepy. You know, I wouldn't want to, have that living, like, next door. Just put it that way. So I guess this is a very weird question, as I don't think I've ever answered a question like that there. How would you react if anything from TV, books, video games, anime would just I like how he just says would just come into reality, just casually coming into reality, just fine.
Yeah, see a girl with a mini skirt that's probably like half. It's probably like no less than 1 centimeter.
That'd be like just the anime section. Like just.
Yep.
Easy enough.
Hey, just be walking on the street, you suddenly see Dick Tracy, like, did that? Nah.
Like what? Oh, I could have twice seen him or her before. I think in terms of books, he probably means Harry Potter or Twilight, even though they're already filmed. Yeah.
Oh, and I ever see Edward Cullen? Did I ever see Edward? I'm punching him in the face. Same thing with Jacob. I don't care. Like, they kill me after I punch him in the face. I'm still punching him in the face.
I would like this idea if Edward Cullen and Jacob lived in the same house as the amnesia monsters. Then I would like the idea. I'd be like, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Mr. Shotgun, if you did punch Edward Cullen in the face, I have to say that would actually still be a better love story than Twilight.
Yeah, so... Brilliant.
My fan fictions are better love story than Twilight.
My fan fictions that include Twilight are Edward Cullen holding Bella down while I kick her in the throat.
Yes. I think we kind of went into a rant about Twilight in the first podcast as well. So pretty funny that has been brought up again. I think, I don't really know what else to say for that. Really, like, it's such a weird question, but it doesn't matter. We're good.
To be honest, if things from this reality came into reality, I hear myself. The first thing, if I saw Superman, I would be all like, I'm gonna shake that guy's hand.
Yeah. Oh, there's a problem with the call again. Flip. We're not even doing anything else.
Flip? What the zip?
I don't know. Carlos is like hacking into Skype or something. Anyway, we might as well move on to the next question while there's a problem with the call. Alright, okay, here we go. It's time for the hardest tripping pronunciation of a word in my life. Kuroniku Vamp, I think that is correct. Kuroniku Vamp asks 3 questions, but I think the majority of them are like questions that were in threads for the forums. So I guess the first... Oh, I think it's fixed. No, it's not. Okay. So I think the first question is, what video game do you guys rage in the most? Fighting games for me, hands down. Fighting games.
Fighting games.
Just general.
Because first-person shooters do make me rage, but not as much as fighting games do.
Is this because in first-person shooters, like, sometimes you're just kind of like, okay, the guy shot me in the back, I couldn't even do anything about that. In Street Fighter or Marvel, you're just like, no, I can't do anything. I hate my life because it's 1-on-1. It's not like 6-on-6 or 9-on-9.
That's why I call my Battlefield Battlefuck 3, because you'll be helping the team, doing everything you need to do to win, and then a guy will shoot you in the behind. And I go like, wow, I just got butt fucked without even knowing.
Things that actually rather annoy me in games is the part where you get to have an option, like in Mass Effect, to say something. You say, hey, that seems like a good thing to say. You say it, and it seems like the exact opposite of what you were expecting. That kind of bothers me. Like, hey, nice shoes. And then, like, you click that, it says, I fucking hate you.
It's the same thing with JRPGs. Like, you go like, hey, how are you doing? You go like, hey, how are you doing? And to their ears, they go like, well, fuck you.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think there's another
It's like
thing
how-
like that there. I'm not really sure, but it was like another game that was similar to that there. Whenever like you would see a good little thing and it'd be like, oh yeah, it makes total sense, and you click on it, and it makes completely no sense and doesn't do anything good. I think there's that other game. Remember, like talking to girls or something. Whenever I think Phil and Rambo played it. Whenever like even the most simple answer would be like the worst thing you could possibly say, like wonderful day, isn't it? And she'd be like, oh, don't try and flirt with me. Game over. Like, that'd be it.
Say they would Fallout. They would go like, hey, let's sell this peacefully. Oh, now we're gonna fight. You go like, didn't I just say let's try to sell this peacefully?
Just not please. There's no pleasing everybody.
You know what also bothers me about Mass Effect is if your Paragon isn't high enough, you can't say certain things. How exactly does that work?
I don't know.
Yeah, like, no, don't shoot him because I want to say why he shouldn't do it, but I don't feel like I'm good enough.
It's probably that right there. Oh, I'm not good enough to say that.
Okay.
Does everything I say just make an awkward silence?
I don't know. Guess so.
That's why I'm the master of awkwardness, I guess.
Yeah. Awkward silence. Okay. Next question. So this is the second to last question. I think this is a thread question. If you could live in any video game world, what would it be?
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
I can't think of one. Like, there's no specific video game world I want to live in. I'll probably say Pokemon will be mine, because like it'll be fun just to have a Pokemon just go around battling, and that's your entire life. But it must like suck in like your old age. Like you're living there, you're still battling with kids and stuff.
It's just how much video game worlds are all grim and like horrible and in despair. Like there's no video game worlds that are all nice and happy. You know what? Forget it. If I was to live in a video game world, I would live in the video game world of oh flip, I forgot the name of it. It's that stupid Wii game that's like all happy and happy go jolly and stuff. What do you call it? It's like the online Wii game that has all those like weird like little shaped people in it. I'm not sure what it's called.
Me?
No, it's not like the Mii's. It's like some other weird thing. I think it's also on like the Nintendo DS as well.
Why would you want to live there?
Because there's no like harsh things or anything. Like the biggest trauma you'll ever have to live with is oh, how many fish will I catch today? Not to feed me and my family, because you don't have a family and you don't need feeding. It's just a simple thing of, oh, let's see how lucky I get. Oh, like it's crazy. Oh well. At least it's not like horrible and in despair, like the Fallout world or the Call of Duty world or anything like that there.
Carlos?
If he's not dead.
I think he's dying.
I don't think he's responding, so oh well. Carlos, rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Gonna
I'd have to say that I wouldn't want to live in a world per se, but if I could materialize that world to make it exist, I suppose I would have to say Bethesda Land, being, everything that Bethesda has ever created in a landscape. But it wouldn't directly affect our world, but I could go there at any time I want. I could go to the Fallout world, I could go to Skyrim, I could go to Cyrodiil, that'd be pretty cool.
Wait, I got a question for that. Will the bugs be there too?
I guess.
So that means you'll like clip onto walls. Like the other characters won't be able to get around stuff. Your world could crash just randomly.
Where you're just going into another world and it's kind of like, oh, crash error. No.
Oh god, I blue screened.
Yeah, the blue screen in the middle of your gaming world. No, this wasn't what I was expecting.
Then you'd be bounced back to your original world, like crash into a wall.
Next question.
Yeah, the final question is flip. Okay, I'm not sure we could answer this question. It's so deep. Like I don't think we could. But it's if you have the power to make any kind of video game or anime, what would it be like? Oh, this question's very deep because you'll need a lot of thinking about this. Because if somebody asked me this, I would have to say, "Oh, I'll write you like an essay about it, like in a week."
That. The power.
Actually,
You go first, and I'm still thinking.
I've always plotted about this, actually. I've always thought, what would make a really interesting game? It's just a game that takes place, you're in prison, you're a prisoner. Just, go through the days. Eventually, there's going to be a riot after a couple hours of gameplay. You try and take over the prison, try and go after the warden. Stuff like that.
And then you get a gun, and then it turns into Call of Duty. Wait, what?
No. Like, the gun would probably come in late into the game, or you'd steal one from an officer, and they would only have a limited amount of ammo.
It would be like Mirror's Edge, whereas like guns are very seldomly used.
But there'd be a lot of button presses to escape. I'm pushing buttons.
I'm pressing buttons. Nothing's coming.
I'm pressing buttons like online lag.
Yeah, crazy.
I would. Go ahead and finish. I would make an anime that didn't have any fan service at all.
Thank God.
Whoa, that's pretty broad.
It may not be popular in Japan, but it could be a great anime to get people into anime because it could be no fan service, no stereotypical Japanese stuff. It'd just be an anime for more of the Western audience.
But there's a problem there. You haven't come up with a plot. Would it just be like a guy and a girl just sitting in a room eating popcorn the whole time?
That's actually not a half bad concept.
There you go. Wow.
So deep.
I know. If I was to make a video...
Wait.
Here we go, we're not done.
I'm not done just yet. No. I just thought of an addendum to that. Not only would they be sitting in a room eating popcorn, guy and girl, but the guy would be all like, hey, you know what would be weird? And she'd be like, what? If your skirt just randomly flew up. She'd be like, oh, good thing that isn't going to happen. And then they look at the camera.
Okay. I guess for me, it would be in the real world, as a normal person, living your life. That's my game. Yes, so fun.
Isn't that The Sims?
Yeah, I've played The Sims. Honestly, if I was to make a game, flip, I don't know. Like, there's so much stuff that you could do, but at the same time, like a lot of the stuff has been taken. I always was thinking about having some sort of like, I always thinking about having some sort of like underwater game, like BioShock, but like a lot more like horror orientated. Like, I mean, BioShock was kind of had its scary parts, but at the same time, it was just because it had a little weird atmosphere to begin with, and then you got used to it. But I would like an underwater setting where like some sort of maybe like zombie infection or like ghoulish infection like spread down there, and then since you're underwater, there's no way to get into like an apocalyptic surface, which is why everyone descended down underwater, and they're very limited pods to escape up there, and you had to go from one end of the crazy underwater town to the other, or like city or whatever to the other, while fighting off all these like ghoulish fiends and stuff, and like having all your like allies and stuff slowly turning into them. And having stuff like what Shotgun was, or like what Lemon was saying, like having like limited ammo on your guns and stuff, and doing running the majority of the time. I would always imagine a game like that where you almost felt helpless, a bit like in Amnesia, but this time it's in a completely different setting and stuff, and see how you can incorporate it. But that's just me. I don't know where the heck that all came from, but yeah.
I would buy that if it had a great story. I would actually buy that.
Yeah, just have some crazy story to it. Like, don't just kind of say there's an infection, run. Like that's it. If you had like some sort of like backstory, maybe if you like flashbacks or something. Like, you know, if you like complete a level or complete like a chapter or something, you could have like a flashback perhaps before the infection. Like, you know, in a game, like I think actually it wasn't BioShock, whenever like you would come into a room and it would like change color and you would like see like, and you would like see, if I know, sorry, I think it was Amnesia. Whenever you would like come into a room and then it kind of like go a different color, and then you would like see like a scene play out in the room that you're in, like before the whole thing happened, and then you would like flash back to modern time and you would see the room now, like all deserted and stuff. So I would really like an idea like that there.
Would there be other living human non-zombie people?
Yeah, but they would all be like survivors and stuff, and some of them may be turning insane, you know. Some of them,
and they would be the quest givers.
Pretty much. If you could have like mini quests and stuff, but don't turn it into like Dead Island where it's all like completely trivial. Like we want to keep like the horror aspect of it, and like not exactly the horror aspect, more of like the creepy, helpless feeling of it. That I would really like, if that would work. So.
Yeah.
Interesting. Anyway. Flip.
Good question.
Yeah, it was a good question. It was a very informative one. And that is it for questions that I've noted down anyway. I think there may have been a few more, but they're a bit meh, so.
Hey, I asked the question.
Did you?
I did.
Well, what was it? Oh, I know what this question is. Alright. I've already answered this, but go on.
What is your favorite fruit?
It's a three-way tie between mangoes, peaches, and pineapples.
Oh, wow.
Pete?
My favorite fruit. Honestly, because in the thread I said limes, but just to annoy you. But honestly, my favorite fruit I think has to be. You can't beat a good orange every once in a while. Yeah.
I like apples.
There you go. It's good. That was a nice friendly question. But I think the final question I'm gonna ask, the vintage question I ask everyone that does the podcast, and if you have watched a previous podcast, you will know what this question is. And the question is,
I forgot it.
The question is, what made you want to become a part of this podcast and start with a golden shotgun?
I just wanted to do it so I can do it. Like, I just wanted to be on it. I thought it was a good idea. And I was actually in support of the King of Hate radio show, but that didn't come into fruition, and this was the next best thing.
Oh, I feel hurt. Alright, okay, anyway. And this will be an excellent answer, I'm sure. The Lemon, what made you want to become a memorable member of the podcast?
Well, you needed me.
Yes, I did.
And I would do anything for my Peter Potamus.
Oh my, another name. Jeez. Okay, we'll continue this discussion in the chat whenever this podcast is over. But anyway, I guess that's it. I would speak to Carlos, but he is a 100% robot now, so I don't think he'll be able to respond, unfortunately. So hope you enjoyed.
Like RoboCop.
Alright, so anyway, I don't know how long. I think this has been about an hour and a half. I'm not sure, because last time I said that it wasn't, but oh well.
It's been an hour and 56
No, that
minutes
was when the chat first started. Like, I didn't start recording until maybe like 15 to 18 minutes in. I'm not even sure, but something together. So it could be like an hour and a half into it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you want to check out more of us, we might as well do some plugs here. You can check me out more at youtube.com/Pdaaaawg, or follow me on Twitter at Pdaaaawg. All the links will be in the description below. A Golden Shotgun, where can we find you?
YouTube.com/AGoldenShotgun. And one more thing, happy birthday, Pisces.
Yes, we forgot. Oh, wasn't that like 2 weeks ago or something? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We
but-
forgot to mention that. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Happy birthday to Pisces. We forgot about that, and I promised her we would have to mention it in the podcast. Better late than never. So we wish you a good, happy late birthday. Thanks for reminding me for that there. So anyway, youtube.com/AGoldenShotgun. Anywhere else on Twitter?
No, I don't have a Twitter. I have a Twitter, but I use it for trolling radio shows. So they just say my Twitter name, and it's just something disgusting.
Oh. Okay, well, I think it's best we didn't ask for it. Carlos, if you can, this is the most important part. Where can we find more of you?
Transformers.
Carlos is dead. Okay, so and finally, the Lemon, where can we find you in YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and Steam and Skype and everything?
You can't.
Nowhere?
Ooh, you're the mysterious type.
Uh-oh. You can check him out. The Lemon's YouTube account is youtube.com/Ray William Johnson. Check him out. He's not too popular.
That's where I make those funny jokes of mine, and I killed the Google Plus.
Yes, exactly. So check him out. Anyway,
Once again, get well soon, Chris.
Yeah. Chris, hope you. Yes, this is a little tiny part where we just brief everything. So hopefully, Chris, get well soon.
You can get through this.
You can get through this. Come on, we all depend on you as a community. We all trust that you will get better soon.
And then you can take care of the website.
Yes, and then you can fix your stupid website. No, but I'm so bad. I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah. So Chris, get well soon. Happy birthday. Happy late birthday, Pisces. Check out DSP at DSP Gaming and DSP Street Fighter. Check out John Rambo at his channel, John Rambo Presents. Check out Howard at Howard Showcases. Check out Respect the Pact at youtube.com/Respect the Pact. Follow them all on Twitter at They Call Me DSP. Super John Rambo. I don't think Howard has a Twitter. I'm not too sure. You can check Chris out at Mighty Furtado, youtube.com/Mighty Furtado, or Mighty Furtado on Twitter. And I think that's pretty much it. So, if you like the podcast, then you can't really do anything else to support it. If you want to spread the digital gonorrhea that is this podcast, if you want, go ahead.
I wouldn't call it gonorrhea. I'll call it AIDS.
I believe that's trademarked.
Yeah, copyright infringement. We're gonna get shut down. Oh dear.
Oh,
We have-
Peter face. What have you done?
I'm sorry. Okay, so spread the digital AIDS. Okay, that's not gonna go very well. Anyway, so hope you all enjoyed the podcast. Next week, I think a little brief lineup for it. I'm not too sure, but I think 2 people are going to be in it. It's going to be Haraki Ninja and Kuroni Niku Vamp. Are going to be 2 people in the podcast next week.
One more person, that'll be the anime version.
It could be. I don't know who the final person would be, though. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the podcast. I have been Pdaaaawg, and we wish to thank a Golden Shotgun and the Lemon for helping out, and Carlos for helping out for the first hour until he turned fully robot and died on us.
And thank you again for Carlos for being a nice stand-in.
Yes. Oh yes.
Yes.
And thank you for Carlos for standing in for Run Devil Run. Who, if any of you didn't know, Run Devil Run was supposed to do it this week, but he unfortunately due to completely impossible time issues, he could not attend. So we wish to thank Carlos.
We're sorry.
Yeah, so Run Devil, you are reserved for any time you want now that I have set. So, respond to me and we will get you on a podcast, don't you worry. I keep on forgetting other stuff. I'm going to forget 100 things whenever I leave this podcast, but we're going to have to end it here, I'm afraid. I have been Pdaaaawg. I wish to thank all of you for helping out in the 3rd podcast of the King of Hate forums. And I think that is about it. So I have been Pdaaaawg again for the 5th time, and I will see you guys next week.